Welcome back. As Blackmake Wukong received a major update a month ago, this update helped in improving the game's performance. In this video, I'll be testing the game on my Steam Deck running on SteamOS. I'll be playing through different levels. We'll see if the game runs in a playable state now. I'll be playing it with and without FSR Frame Generation. Using frame generation in this game is subjective. Personally, I would not recommend using it on Steam Deck. Even with this new update, in some demanding areas, the base FPS stays close to 30 on Steam Deck. Using frame generation with a base FPS of 30 is not ideal. Input delay becomes a problem. Some graphical artifacts also become noticeable. It's up to you. Steam Deck compatibility unsupported. I'm using G Proton version 9-21 as the compatibility layer. Connected my 8-bit to Ultimate 2C wireless controller to tech via Bluetooth mode. I own the LCD variant of Steam Deck. Its display supports up to 60Hz refresh rate. Performance QM settings OLED set to 2. I have disabled SteamOS VSync by enabling disable frame limit and allow tearing setting. Uncap the FPS. That's it. In-game display settings, display mode windowed, resolution 720p, VSync off, motion blur disabled. Graphics setting, FSR upscaler enabled. This is FSR 3 upscaler. I have set the super resolution scale to 50. Frame generation disabled for the time being. Ray tracing off, everything set to low. My current location, not shore of the Bitter Lake. This game uses Unreal Engine 5 and still suffers from traversal stutters, and this issue is not just limited to Steam Deck. Even high-end PCs exhibit some stuttering whenever you enter a new area. There is a Titan in the background. In the older version of the game, here FPS used to drop into the mid-20s on deck. That's not happening. 33 FPS. I'll engage in combat. For a more stable experience, just cap the FPS at 30. Deck's display does not support VRR. Animation looks a bit choppy. The FPS is within a range of 30 to 40. There was a hitch there. Use my abilities. Titan is moving. Almost hitting the GPU bottleneck. Game is very heavy on the CPU as well. I'll be honest, it's playable so far, especially if you cap the FPS at 30. I'll use pluck of many ability, some unmanned duplicates, and this increases the processor load. 30 FPS, 28 FPS, duplicates. I hate this feature. Okay, now I'll enable frame generation. On, apply. Back to the game. Yeah, it's a very jarring experience. 44 FPS with frame generation on. Animation does not look smooth at all. You're better off running the game without frame generation on Steam Deck. I have even used DLSS enabler mode. The thing is, if you set the texture quality to anything higher than low, textures will appear purple in color. Mod is not going to help in improving the performance much. You can see a screen tearing like effect around the left and right edges of the display. See, this effect becomes more noticeable when the base FPS is on the lower side. I'll just enable manual GPU clock setting, speed set to 1600 MHz. Helped in improving the FSR smoothing effect. It's up to you. I'll engage in combat. Slight increase in latency as well. Yes, some statues. Latency will be a problem when you fight against a boss. Fast inputs are required in this game. This is the last chapter of Wukong. Current location, Rhino Watch Slope. Features a semi-open world map. I'll be flying around. With FSR Frame Generation enabled, FPS is within a range of 50 to 60. Now when we summon Wukong's cloud, frame generation effect gets disabled. Depending on the FPS counter, I'll just summon the cloud. And there it is. FPS dropped down to around 34. Cloud looks so pixelated. We are not hitting the GPU bottleneck here. Game's performance seems to be limited by the CPU performance. What was that? Some creature on that slope. Speed up. There's a giant insect flying around in this area. Game froze there. And this can happen when you're flying at high speeds like this. I'll just drop down, waiting for some creatures to spawn. They spawn out of thin air. Yeah, it's stuttering here. I'll just disable frame generation. Off. Back to the game. 35 FPS. Oh my god. Game froze there for a few seconds when these creatures spawn. Here I'll use my abilities. Pluck off many. Yeah, FPS dropped to around 25. 20 FPS. Someone is shooting at me. There they are. Archer. I will show you a boss battle. I'm looking for that giant insect. Has to be here somewhere. During intense combat, FPS can drop to around 20. There's the creature. Oh my god, look at its size. Getting around 30 FPS here. It's not hostile. Don't even want to fight against it. There's the boss's arena. Just cap the FPS at 30. Disable manual GPU clock setting. It's a frog boss. And there it is in the background. See? Lunge time. (27 to 30 FPS). Yeah, FPS dropped down to around 22. Performance is rough. So the game still has performance issues on Steam Deck. Sunday. Personally, I would not recommend playing the game on deck. Only play it on this device if you don't have access to a more powerful PC. I use my special abilities. Game can sometimes freeze for a few seconds. This creature has an armor, stone armor. I'll use my fan. It's more aggressive now. Oh my god. It has range attack. Immobilized it. Creature lost its armor. So that's it with the video guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.